Okay, now we're live. It says we're live, but what I want to do is I want to find out whether or not my audio is working, because it does not sound like it's out of here. It sounds like it's out of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump on here, go to the live stream, and see whether or not the audio is coming out of this mic. One moment, please. Please stand by. Dun, 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 dun. So what we're doing is we're trying to find out whether the mic is coming from here. If you can, let me know in the chat whether or not the mic, the audio is coming out of the laptop. That's terrible audio. Or this lob. Check 1, 2. So what we're doing. Okay, that's good audio. I'm going to stop that foolishness. Just welcome you once again. Take this out of my ear. But welcome to Field Guide to DIY live stream number 2. Evidently, there's a learning curve with live stream on YouTube, and you have to have the right camera set up on your system in order for it to work. And so my apologies for the delay, and my apologies for the 45 seconds of technical difficulties. I know tools a lot better than I know YouTube, obviously. But I'm hoping and I'm trying to get better. So stay with me, and I guarantee that one of us will learn something. I'll either learn to do better, or you'll learn to get your information elsewhere. But anyway, we're glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Field Guide to DIY. My name is Eddie Field. In case we haven't met already, I am the son of a general contractor, master carpenter, and cabinet maker who built a lot of his own furniture, and he's passed that down to me. And so what I'm trying to do is pass that down onto you. This is the channel where our goal is to give you direction. Get it? Field Guide, like one of those books that give you direction. Field Guide to DIY, where we give you direction to do it yourself, to help you save time and money in areas like home repair, home improvement, and even woodworking. So as you can see, I've got a very cluttered garage this morning, and we've got a lot to cover. This is the time of year. I'm a tool guy. You might see from my shirt, I have too many tools, says no one ever. So my wife considers me a bit of a hoarder. I have tools as old as the 1920s that I still have and somewhat use on occasion. And then I have other tools that I don't know what they do, but I inherited them, and I'm going to hang on to them until that point in time where I figure it out, or I need something that does what it looks like it should do. And so I'm a bit of a hoarder. Now, my father-in-law, Jim, lived up on the mountain in Tennessee, where you couldn't just hop in the truck and go to the local hardware store, because that was miles, maybe an hour plus away. So what he ended up doing is, well, I might lose it, so let me just buy 2, or let me just buy 3. And there's a lot of logic in that, because how many times do you look for a tool and it's just not there? If you've ever worked on a car and left the wrench or the socket on top of back in the old days, they would have an air cleaner that was a round disc, and you would unscrew it to get to the carburetor. Well, that was a great recess that you could put tools and bolts, and invariably you'd get the whole job finished, and you're so excited about whether it worked or not that you'd fire it up. And then, no, it's running. It's purring. Let me adjust the carb. And you adjust the carb with the screwdriver, and all right, sounds beautiful. Put the screwdriver in your back pocket and close the hood. Well, you close the hood on your sockets. The half inch, the 9/16, whatever you used that was not on your socket wrench. So you put that, and then like a week later, you're like, where is that socket? I need a half inch socket. I can't find it anywhere. And you pop the hood, and there it is. You've been driving around for the last 2-3 weeks with that socket just bouncing around on there. Um, we had a Fiat Strada when we were first married. I got a great deal on this car. It cost me like $500. It was a 5-speed Fiat. It didn't have reverse or didn't have first. So we were always looking for hills in the parking lot to park on so we could back out or get it coasted and start it in second. But in working on that Fiat Strada, I took off my glasses and set it on that air cleaner. I forgot until I closed the hood. Then I said, where are my glasses? I popped the hood. They're just in pieces. So anyway, buy two or three of everything if you're some distance away, because you're going to end up saving yourself a trip. But today I want to talk about tools. This is right around Thanksgiving time, and these stores have already released their Black Friday specials. Black Friday used to be one day. It is not one day anymore. Black Friday was a day that the stores said, well, we're going to open early and we're going to mark stuff down, because whatever we're in the red, that is, if we're at a loss coming into the Christmas season, we're going to make that ink, that red ink, from a deficit. We're going to turn that ink into black. So that was the mindset of having Black Friday, having markdowns, getting people in the stores, having doorbuster deals, as well as wrapping paper, boxes, bows. This is the way Black Friday started. And so it was just one day, and they might open at 9 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. They might open at 6 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. And they would have their lines out the door. But it was just one day. Well, then it evolved. Well, one store chain, I think it was Walmart, announced, we're going to be open on Thanksgiving night so you could get your Black Friday's purchases. That was like sacrilege, because Thanksgiving is family time. Black Friday is shopping time. But that they got a little dip as far as in the press, but then everybody started to do it. Walmart kept doing it, and then Target did it, and then I think JCPenney was still around then. JCPenney did it, and it evolved. Black Friday grew into Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, and it destroyed Thanksgiving dinner, the family time around the table, because mom had to quickly eat to get the kids bundled up to go stand in line overnight. It was just terrible for the family. And then, well, nowadays it has evolved to Black Friday. There's Black Friday for the whole month of November. Some stores, they've already announced their Black Friday specials. That's later in the month. Other stores have already started to have the Black Friday deals available now. Other places are doing Black Friday throughout the year. Wait, Black Friday in April? How does that make sense? Don't they know the history behind Black Friday? But evidently they don't, or they're just hoping that no one else sees that knows the history as well. So, but we're in the midst of some of the best Black Friday deals out there right now. We're going to be talking about that, as well as just recommendations for things that the homeowner, home buyer, even apartment dweller, if you're an apartment dweller, you might want to have on hand, because you never know. Right, a lot of furniture. If you go to the big store, and they have products called flat box furniture, and the flat box furniture is largely particle board or laminate or some sort of laminate that comes in flat boxes for easy storage, and you piece it together. A lot of times that comes with an Allen wrench on one end with a Phillips screwdriver on the other. You may find that is not enough. So you may want to have some tools on hand, even though it comes with tools. You think, I'll never need tools. I just have this apartment. Well, you never know when a faucet is going to start to drip, and you need a wrench to tighten it, or um, a light switch is cracked, outlet receptacle plate becomes cracked, and you need to replace it. Well, you need a screwdriver. So I suggest you have the very bare minimum tools on hand, even if you have an apartment, even if you're renting a townhome, even if you're a first-time homeowner, because invariably you're gonna need a tool. So this is a tool that was sent to me. It's a 148-piece tool set, not just a socket set. It's from ProStormer. Now, what you're gonna notice is, as I open the box, you have a patented piece of cardboard here. Because what happens is, depending on the rigidity of this plastic shell that holds the sockets in place, when you don't have the plastic retainer piece, the cardboard retainer piece in place, it gives it just enough space that when you turn it up on end, because they have this handle, you hear the tools moving around in there. And invariably, when I would open up the door, and I think that's the third time that I said invariably in this, our second live stream from Feel Guided DIY, you open up the drawer, all these sockets, especially the looser ones, like 1/4 inch or 9/32, would be elsewhere, somewhere on the tray. And then if you didn't have this, you'd have to look underneath the wrenches or inside the wrenches to find out that socket that you needed. So another tool tip is have the tool handy. So this one, where is it? Where I know it has it. I'm just not seeing it. Good. Oh, there it is. Okay. I needed an X-Acto knife to carve up, because I matched the dimensions. You can see the rounded and angled corners, the place for the handle. It's just so pretty. Well, I needed a utility knife, but I forgot that this one had one in it. And so I have a place for everything. And so I almost said it again. Invariably, I reach up to the place where my retractable utility knives are. And if I also did some tracing, so I reach up to where my pencils are, because you're gonna need to reach for a pencil at some point if you're out in the garage, or if you're doing woodworking especially, or if you're doing a home repair, you're gonna need a pencil. So that's where my pencils are. I needed a screwdriver earlier in the week. That's where the screwdrivers are. Oh, my wife needed needle nose pliers to work on some jewelry for a friend. And so, she borrowed 2 of them. They haven't made it back there yet, but that's where they go. And when you're doing home improvement, home repair, having the tools at the ready helps you immensely. I cannot emphasize that enough, because you're going to need at some point a screwdriver. Now, if the screwdriver is somewhere in the garage and it's on the workbench or near the workbench, I don't know if it fell under the workbench, because you've just got a pile. You've got a mass of tools or supplies or equipment, whatever, for the next project, or leftovers that you haven't put away yet. It's a motivation suck. It's a motivation buster. And it's just like, I don't want to work on that this Saturday. Why? Because I don't know where the socket set is. And I can't find the 3/8. I know I'm going to need a 3/8 socket. Whereas if you knew exactly where the 3/8 socket was, and you could just go out and within 10 seconds, 7 seconds, I think that was, get your hands on the sockets. Or if you had a kit like this, open it up, push your cardboard out of the way. Hold on 1 second. I'm feeling a sneeze coming on. And get your hands on the 3/8 socket. And you're off to the races. And in no time, you're at work And maybe if it was an easy job, in no time, the job's done. So that's my little recommendation, is have a space for your tools, a place for everything, and everything in its place. And the next time you need it, guess where it'll be? Right where you left it, right where you placed it. I don't know if this sneeze is going to come out or not. I just don't know. It's just going to linger for the next 20, 30 minutes. But I tend to sneeze big. So let's talk about tools. This tool set has screw tip bits so that you can pop in one of these tips, whether regular or Phillips. Phillips is the 2-prong, or maybe even like a Torx head, which is a star-shaped with 6, into the screwdriver and drive it home. Some bolts will have a head that is that shaped, and so you won't even need a socket to drive that home. You can just use that screwdriver handle. So that's got that. It's got screwdriver, and I've mentioned the utility knife that it has. My wife could have used this set because it has needle nose pliers. It also has, they used to call them Crescent, but Crescent was the name of the company that manufactured them, so everybody called them a Crescent wrench. It's called an open-ended adjustable wrench. And that'll adjust to the opening of any bolt. And it is imperial and metric. So standard, imperial is standard. Of course, it's got a 3/8 drive socket, ratchet rather, open clawed hammer. Not the best hammer, but what you're gonna find is it's a great starter kit. And if you show up for like a Habitat for Humanity build, where there are different contractors out there and they're offering their labor and their guidance, and you show up with a hammer out of the toolkit, well, it's not gonna, you may get some recommendations, or you may get a loaner, like a fiberglass Stanley. This is a closed claw. This is a closed claw. That's the angle of the nail puller thingy. And framers, guys who do like framing and studs, headers, footers, framing up homes for a living, they'll use an open claw hammer, and it's a lot beefier than that. Did you notice how long it took me to grab that hammer? It's just everything in its place and a place for everything. And then I mentioned the Allen wrenches. The Allen wrenches that come with those flat box tools, flat pack furniture, they're kind of flimsy, and you may actually strip it out as you're trying to tighten up. And so I recommend, that's why I like this set, is because it even has Allen wrenches included. So even if my daughter bought a pack from IKEA and it didn't have, and she told me that in some cases they're selling the hardware that is the bolts and the screws for assembly and mounting separately. And so you'll get this white and orange pack at the checkout counter. And they say, "Oh, did you remember to buy the hardware for this set?" I'm like, the furniture doesn't come with hardware anymore? Or even the Allen wrench? And she said, "No, they sell it in a separate pack." I'm like, wow, that's changed. I can't imagine, buying furniture and having to put it together and it not having all the pieces. That's just unnerving. This set also includes a cute little tape measure. And this tape measure is bilingual. It has both the imperial and the metric on there. So if you're going to need to find out 10 centimeters or 4 inches, this one will do it. My other tape measures won't do that. So this may be an optimal tool set for you. So, but what I'm saying, I've said all that to say that this tool set might be a good starter as we're coming into the holiday season. This might be a good tool set for maybe someone who just got their home, or in the first apartment. Maybe they moved out of the dorm and they're in an apartment now. Something like that would be good to just slide under the bed and have at the ready. And you might want to, if you're getting this set in particular, help them out. Get you some cardboard and carve it out so that Pops, you thought of everything. Well, I learned from experience. So that was my little sermonette on having the right tool for the right job. I just want to encourage you to do that. Now, let's talk about Black Friday. I want to warn you about Black Friday. I want to point you in the right direction for Black Friday, because there are some great deals out there. I was looking online last night, and Home Depot and Lowe's already have their flyers out there. And so I think that's amazing. That's incredible. And there are some things that you want to be aware of as you're shopping. You've heard of early man being described as hunter-gatherer. That has not skipped this generation. I've never killed a deer. I've never shot a deer. I've never shot at anything. But there's still the hunter-gatherer aspect of it. For me, it's more technology. And so I'll stay up late at night and I'll be hunting and looking for the best deal. So case in point, I just go to blackfriday.com and start scrolling. Let's go to the home page. This is page 7. Let's go to page 1. All right. So what you're going to notice when you go and see the Black Friday sale flyers is what's all the rage right now are the lithium ion rechargeable tools, like Ryobi reciprocating saw, the Ryobi 6.5-inch circular saw, the Ryobi jigsaw. So you'll see these all bundled together, and you can get a portion of the bundle or all the bundle for a great deal. Now, this is great, but you have to think of your audience. You have to keep that in mind, because if you're buying this as a gift for somebody, is woodworking in their future? So just because it's a great deal, I mean, are they going to need a reciprocating saw? Are they going to need, where's my oscillating? Now, I recommend the oscillating saw. I have the sander attachment on there, but you can have the chisel attachment if they're going to be doing any tile work, any flooring whatsoever, or any trim work on the house. The chisel attachment is incredible. And also the chisel attachment will also have a serrated edge or serrated blade on it. Hold on 1 second. Wait right there. You're still waiting? Okay. This one is from Ashland. And what it does is it just flaps right on where that sandpaper head goes. You replace it with that saw blade head. And that saw blade, if you can see it there, vibrates back and forth, and that cuts. And this Ashland also has a depth gauge. So if you can see it there. It has degrees or measurement as to how deep you need to go. So this way, if you just need to go in so far, you just keep an eye on those lines and say, okay, I can't go any further because I'm going to go through. I'm going to ruin my piece. So the oscillating tool is, I think, it changed the way I did carpentry and woodworking and repairs around the house. It really did. I didn't know about it until we got the new house, and I'm glad I found out about it. So you see these tool sets, and a lot of them, what the deal will be is, you know how like you go to get the $5 meal deal at a fast food place, and if you bought the burger and the fries separately, it would be $5. So it's like you're getting the drink for free. It's the same way with these big packs. So it's like you're getting the battery and charger for free, which the battery and charger is probably the most expensive part of it. But it's like that. If they already, well, what can happen is you can really accumulate these batteries and packs and chargers real quickly by participating in these deals. And all of a sudden you're like, I've got 6-8 batteries. Well, I got them free. Well, my father-in-law needed a DeWalt battery. And so the deal was, well, you buy the battery and the charger and you could get one of these free. So that's how I inherited my Bluetooth speaker, because my father-in-law didn't need it. He already had one, but you don't pass up a good deal. So he gave me the Bluetooth speaker as a result of this purchase. He's like, I need this. I need the battery and the charger. Well, you can get the speaker free. Okay, we'll see if Eddie needs it. And that's how I inherited that. Another tool deal. So they've got a Husky, 280-piece mechanics tool set. That's a good deal. Now they say a $725 value. Well, that's if you buy each socket separately. That's if you buy all the wrench and the screwdriver and all the components separately. That would be $725. But it is marked down. I think there's $100 off of that. Let's see. The DeWalt Impact and Drill Driver. That is a bundle. And once again, it's like you get the tools and then you get the battery and charger for free. And it comes with 2 batteries and a charger. And I have these. They're great. What the Impact Driver gives you is the convenience of having one with a drill bit for drilling holes and pilot holes, and one with a Phillips bit for driving those screws. So this way you're not switching out, and, constantly going back and forth. That gives you a lot of convenience. So that's $80 off with the Black Friday special. So then again, it's like you're getting the batteries and the charger for free. Wanted to talk about some things to avoid. Some of the you have to really know the industry, because some have marked up in order to mark down just before the holiday season. So keep an eye on that. Compare and see if you can get eyes on what it used to be before, like back in September, October. And you might find that they jacked it up $40 to mark it down $80. So keep that in mind. Home Depot has one of the higher end ladders is Werner. And here's a Werner ladder that is, $70 off, 6-foot fiberglass ladder. That's at Home Depot. Lowe's has the Werner 8-foot ladder, and that is $80 off. I think that's $79 at Home Depot. We have a 10-foot Werner ladder. It's robust, it's strong, it's not one of these flimsy aluminum ones. So that's a deal. Of course, you've got your holiday deals. We're not going to get into that. But then again, you've got page after page after page. You've got a page of Ryobi. And again, like I said, buy the pack and get the tool free. That's Ryobi. We'll scroll down. And we'll go to the next page is Milwaukee. And again, it's buy 2 batteries and the recharging station and get the tool free. This might be attractive. Or if you know somebody already has some packs and you just want, they don't have the pack and you want the tool, well, give them the battery and the pack or the charger for Christmas. Let's see. They have a stackable Milwaukee cartable tool set. Now, what I have the Craftsman. That's the base unit that has the wheels. And then I have, it's all modular. So what I can do is take out my tools when I'm on the road, and I could just put it and stack it all together, put that in the back of the truck, and then stack them all up and wheel that into my daughter's house, my son-in-law's house, help them for whatever I'm going to do that weekend. And then at the end of the weekend, break it all back down and put it in the back of the truck again. It's really convenient. But I also have the dust-free storage here at the house. I really like it. That's been a great addition. And so I picked that up at Lowe's. So that's a great deal. I'm not sure. I heard rave things about the folding utility knife by Milwaukee. I don't know. I'm old school, and so I like the retractable. Always get a retractable because invariably, that's the 5th time I said invariably. Invariably, you're going to put it in your pocket, and you don't want to cut your femoral artery. That would be bad. So the next page is, let's see. Then we get to DeWalt. DeWalt also has a stackable tool storage. And like I said, you even if you have a workbench, these will work underneath a workbench. Or if you don't have a workbench, they're stackable so that you can easily wheel them in the corner of the garage or the corner of the closet, the utility closet. Even if you're in an apartment. Now, I don't know why if you would need that much tools if you're in an apartment, but you might. So if you do, there you go. You could have that there. So let's go back over to Home Depot. We were at Home Depot. Let's go over to Lowe's. Come on, Lowe's, where are you? There you are. Lowe's homepage is going to be the Christmas stuff, but then Craftsman stackable box. This is a different variation or different model of what I've got. They still sell what I've got, and I like it because it's got a rubber gasket around the top. So it's not submersible, but if I leave it out in the rain, I don't have to worry about those tools getting wet and rusty. Okay, so there is a compound miter saw. This is a Bosch compound miter saw, and it does different angles, different adjustments, both this way and this way. Okay, so that's why it's compound. Well, Lowe's is selling the compound miter saw, $649, and their deal is you get if for like a contractor, a DeWalt's fairly reliable brand. It's not your Harbor Freight brand. It's a pretty reliable brand, and especially at $649, that's a pretty robust product. Well, so that's for your contractor. Well, your contractor may need to take it on the job site, and so they get the miter saw stand free, which is a $249 value. So that might be attractive. Milwaukee, they also have the compound, the drill driver and impact driver for Milwaukee. And that's $99. So each. Now your Milwaukee, that's going to be a little pricier, a little higher end, but a very, very strong, very reliable, very known tool in the industry. And there's that $79 8-foot Werner ladder I was talking about. So if you do some shopping, do some comparison, and get online and see whether it be a Reddit or something along those lines, see what other folks are saying about these deals. Go on Facebook to some user groups, or I'm a part of several woodworker groups and home repair groups for my state. And they're already talking about, this is junk, this was terrible, this is great, what a great deal, I wish I'd known about this sooner, oh, do not miss this. And they're great about sharing, don't miss this one. So I think I'm going to encourage you to be savvy, be a savvy be a savvy shopper, and look for the deals, be a hunter-gatherer. Look for those deals, and maybe you'll score a great kill this. No, I can't say. Maybe you'll score a great deal this holiday season. If you have any questions, recommendations, if you got a project that's coming up, or maybe there's a tool that you say, "Oh, Eddie, you gotta tell them about that. Tell them about this." Be sure to drop that in the comments below. And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.